Cowherd from The Herd with Colin Cowherd, his AFC North predictions for 2024.
AFC North, it's the best division in football, so it's inches, not feet. Listen, the Ravens, top 5 offense, top 5 defense, and the best special teams coach in the league. I have them winning the division. Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow have proven when Joe's healthy, they win. What do you want me to say? Last year with Jake Browning, they had a winning record. With Jake Browning, Burrow's back in, they're a playoff team. Steelers, they can't figure out their O-line or their offensive coordinator. I love their roster, frankly. I worry in an offensive league about getting it right on that side of the ball. Love the coach in Cleveland. Total question mark on Deshaun Watson. Weird personality, weird injuries. I'll just put him fourth for now.
So when you look at that, if you're going to say Deshaun Watson makes the Browns fourth, Justin Fields, and I think Fields can be good, but Fields and Russell Wilson, I got some questions there. The other thing is, let me ask you this. Ravens defense was great last year. How much do they miss Mike McDonald?
Yeah, potentially a lot. I mean, he is kind of the architect of the scheme that's currently, I think, about to be the next big scheme in the NFL. I think the last few years have sort of been defined by the Vic Fangio scheme and that coaching tree. I think Mike McDonald's defense is going to be the next few years. And honestly, there's a kind of crossover happening already. So yeah, potentially that is a big loss. Now they've promoted from within. They're keeping continuity. It was a continuity appointment. So I would imagine they are relying on not suffering a drop off by that, and they're not changing scheme. But yeah, it's potentially a blow. I think Colin was right up front when he said, look, this is the toughest division of football, and we are talking about inches. We're splitting hairs with these 4 teams. I think you're right. Pittsburgh's quarterback situation makes them probably my least favorite of the 4 teams. It could work out. Maybe Russell Wilson is rejuvenated in this Arthur Smith offense. Maybe Russ is a disaster and Justin Fields actually works well in this offense. Either way, I think it's too much of a question mark. And while you could make the same argument with the Browns and Deshaun Watson, they have a better roster. I mean, this is the thing with Cleveland. They might have the best roster in the NFL, and Deshaun Watson is the question mark. And that means that if you get even average play out of Deshaun Watson, the Browns are a legitimate contender and could easily win that division.
Yeah, and again, I can't argue with somebody that wants to say, the Browns are going to finish fourth, because I'm with you. I think the difference is that, and they're going to beat the NFL specifically backloaded all those games for the AFC North late in the year to make it that much more interesting.
Yeah, and the difference between Cleveland's case as sort of division winner and Cincinnati's or Baltimore's is if the Ravens don't get a good version of Lamar Jackson, they're not winning the division. If the Bengals don't get a good version of Joe Burrow, or say he gets hurt again, they're not winning the division. Cleveland does not need the best out of Deshaun Watson to win that division. If they get an average version of Deshaun Watson, I think they're in contention to win that division because everything else on that roster is so strong. And I think that's the difference between them and the other teams within the division.